Welcome back everyone to another episode of Roofing Rundown Show. I'm your host Dmitry, and today I'm talking about CRM companies, JobNimbus, Acculynx, and Contractor Cloud. Top 3 companies in my opinion. There's a few more, but I want to in general talk today about CRM, why we need them, and who makes the best product for roofers. Thank you so much for coming. So in the beginning of this conversation, and this is exactly what I want to do. Originally, I wanted to compare them and I wanted to do, 5, 10 different ones, but there's just so many of them. And to be honest with you, I don't have time to sign up with all CRMs because they all do the job in one way. They all have pros and cons. And I'm just going to share my experience with the CRMs that I've tried, but more than anything, I just wanted to talk about why a roofing company, roofing contractors needs a CRM. If you're a small company, if you just starting up your business today, maybe you've been doing it for 30 years, but you want to scale it and you've never, apply any apps, any modern technology, I have to start with a statement that you absolutely must have CRM. What is CRM? It's a customer relationship management software that every roofing business or construction business have to have if you want to scale your operation. Why? Because you cannot be efficient anymore just by books and papers and sticky notes that we all hate. If you want to be efficient, if you want to access your data, your customers from the past, if you want to efficiently communicate to your team, to your sales manager, to your team members, to your customers, if you want to log in your calls, you have to have CRM. Pretty much what CRM does, it makes you efficient, it makes you more profitable, it cuts down cost, it cuts down all the time you have to spend and trace your employees and keep asking them questions. Pretty much the way we use CRM for the last 5-6 years in our businesses, we create these folders online, and I can literally move into another state and see every file, every job, what's going on with my jobs in progress or previous customers. If something is happening very important on the job site, you have to have CRM. Think about you going to the doctor. When you come into the doctor and you give them your information and you want to schedule an appointment, doctor will tell you, yeah, you came with the same thing to us 2 years ago. They have a record of you for the last 5-10 years probably. Well, the same thing we need in construction industry. You need that record. If my customer calls me right now and I did a roof for him 2 years ago, I can look up a file and I can see like, hey, he has a complaint of flat tire at the end of the job. You can literally see entire job history. It's very, very impressive and you have to have it. But CRMs are also very different. Some of them are simpler, some of them are more complicated. I would say this: if you're a big company, like 10 million plus, you probably either already build something on the base of Salesforce or need to do it, because in all fairness, doesn't matter how good the base CRM company is, you're gonna outgrow it if you scale your business to national company, national account. If you have multiple locations, you will need CRM that absolutely customized by your business. And I know a lot of friends who are running 30, 40, 50, 70 million dollar businesses, and they ended up actually building their own or optimizing their own Salesforce projects, so they have pretty much their own. And most likely you're not there yet. You don't have $100,000-$200,000 to build your CRM, so you have to start small, and which is not bad. You can be efficient, a multi-million-dollar company with a basic CRM. So there's 3 of them that sticks out on the market: Contractor Cloud, JobNimbus, and Acculynx. I have used Contractor Cloud for about a year, so I have a real good opinion about them. I have used JobNimbus and still using them today, and I also know a lot of friends who use Acculynx. But I want to share pros and cons between 3. So first thing first, let's start with the price. JobNimbus, obviously the winner, $25 an hour, literally half the cost of Acculynx and Contractor Cloud. So they're the cheaper. Contractors Cloud, in my opinion, just looking, reading online reviews and talking to contractors, seems to me per user, they're the most expensive one. In some options, I mean, again, it depends how many users you have and how many apps you want to install. I know Contractors Cloud, at least when I was using them, were charging per feature. So like if you want to be able to upload pictures, it's $5 or $10 per user. If you want to use their software to accounting part of the software, you have to use you pay $10 per user and things like that. So with JobNimbus, it's all inclusive. You don't have to pay extras for different access within the CRM, which is great. And Acculynx, my understanding is there's also, if you want to use a QuickBooks or different integrations, you have to pay extra. So obviously JobNimbus is #1 when it comes to cost. And for a lot of startup companies, a lot of roofers who are just getting out there, I would say you're probably time sensitive. I don't blame you, especially if you have 5, 10 sales guys. It adds up quickly. You have 10 users at $25, it's already $250 versus $70 where it's $700. So you want to do your research. You want to ask yourself questions: how many users you have, what exactly you're going to be doing in CRM. Are you going to be able to make your people accountable to use CRM in the way you want to use it, so your customers are benefiting? Because I know a lot of guys are buying expensive CRMs and do very bare minimums with them. Don't set up triggers, don't upload pictures, don't log in phone calls. And I mean, what's the purpose of using CRM if it's just like you use it like email? So you can optimize CRM in a very efficient way, but I don't recommend using CRM if you're not committed to make all your team accountable to using and optimizing CRM in the best way possible to run your business efficiently. So second one, obviously, there's a customer service part. Some CRMs, you want to ask that question: is that a free or is it extra to talk to them? And I'm not only talking about calling them and asking them a question about how to use it. I'm talking about entering your data, like plugging in your stuff, your current data. So if you've been in business for 10 years, you already have probably lists from maybe QuickBooks or stuff that can be imported in CRM. Like, does the company understand your process? Because a lot of times, all of those will come with an extra price. I know some of these 3 companies will give you a quote, say, well, for this amount, for $1,500 to $2,000, we'll give you a tutorial, or we even maybe come to you and set up initially so you can use it. And it varies. It varies on how long you've been in business, how many clients you have, and what fees those companies have. I know when I switched from Contractors Cloud to JobNimbus, it was very, very smooth. I personally liked the experience. JobNimbus was very reasonable, and we got a lot of customer support in the beginning. And again, JobNimbus for me is standing out. I know when I was getting quotes from Acculynx, one of the reasons I chose JobNimbus because they were more affordable in that initial setup. Again, you have to make the decision. You have to look at the hard cost, soft cost, what goes into integrations, how you're going to be using it. And then the last questions you have to ask is what the CRM can do. What it can do, because if you have the same price, let's say all 3 of them would be the same price, $50 each per user, and one of them doesn't talk to QuickBooks, for example, and other 2 does, and you use QuickBooks, well, that's a deal breaker for you right there. I mean, whatever it is you're already using in business, ask those questions before setting up for new CRM. Again, JobNimbus for me does absolutely everything. I know Acculynx and Contractor Cloud are very, very similar now. I don't know their market share. I don't know who is bigger. I know that JobNimbus has been growing a lot. They've been second for years. Maybe they're already #1. I know they recently hosted a conference, and I know they're pretty big. But Acculynx was #1 roofing software for a while. And as far as the recommendation goes, I know a lot of contractors who use Acculynx very, very successfully. And they swear by it, they love it. And I think What goes into it is how they use it. They make their guys accountable. They use it how they're supposed to be used. And then I also know a lot of guys who switched from Acculynx to Contractors Cloud or JobNimbus because they didn't understand it. The bill was too high for them. They couldn't justify paying, for 20 users like $70, $80, like whatever the case was. I know also a lot of contractors using Contractors Cloud and JobNimbus. I know for me, why I switched from Contractors Cloud to JobNimbus: one, it was a price; two, it was customer service, and I'm all in. I'm a social media guy. What actually happened to us, and this is slight warning to everybody out there. I believe all three companies will sign you up without cancellation, without the contract, pretty much. So it's one of the sales pitches. And while most people think, oh, it's great, no contract, for me, it's actually play a really bad role. So what happened is somebody asked me opinion on Contractors Cloud, and I always been positive to this day. I'm super positive about Contractors Cloud. It'll help you, it'll help your business. At the time, they didn't have integration with the QuickBooks. They promised us they're gonna have it within 3 months. A year and a half later, they still didn't have it. And it was very important for us because we've been QuickBooks users online version for years. But then second problem was they were charging us for use of their estimating software, and they knew that we don't use it because we were waiting for QuickBooks integration. They couldn't tell us why the checkbox was turned on, but for about 2 or 3 months we were charged for 12 users like $10 a month. So it was like $120 extra that we shouldn't have paid in the first place. So once I realized what's happening, I just contacted them and said, hey guys, really quick, like you charging us $120, like we're not using it, we're waiting for your QuickBooks finally to come through. What is happening? And they told us that there is a check somewhere was checked, whatever. I mean, you're an IT company, you should know who checked it. So I asked a question, was it our employee or like who did it? And they couldn't answer, but they refused to refund the money. Wasn't a big deal. We didn't burn the relationship or anything like that. But then 4 months later, somebody on the Facebook and the Storm Ventures group asked question like contractors, share your opinion about Contractors Cloud. We're thinking about sign up. And I commented, I said, great platform, good CRM. Just be careful with their billing because if you check the box or you might get charged. And 2 days later, the very next day, I believe, I got the email from owner of the company saying, looks like you're not happy with our CRM, which wasn't the case at all. Consider as a termination notice, you're out in 30 days. So that was for me a red flag right there because yes, we didn't have a contract, but my business was depending on CRM. And again, to this day, I don't hold it against them. I think Contractors Cloud as a CRM does the job. They're pretty good. We have one incident as a business owner. I would never treat my customer. I don't care in what business you're in. If you're charging or billing somebody for something you didn't do, like in the roofing business, we write checks back all the time. It was a very poor business decision, in my opinion, to say no to your client who I mean, we were paying like over $1,000 a month, and it wasn't a big deal. It was just escalated. We asked a question, hey guys, why are we paying for this? We shouldn't be paying for this. And they agree, like, yeah, we don't know why you're paying for this. Somebody checked the box and we don't know who it was. Anyway, so that's the only negative feedback I ever got. For me, it's not even negative per se. CRM is great. I'm happy with everything else. Simple to use. Again, it's more pricier than JobNimbus. When we switched to JobNimbus, we absolutely loved it. I trained a lot of people on JobNimbus. I think it's one of the simplest CRMs, and that's why I personally love it. I know it's very limited to a lot of big players, so I know you probably, big guys looking at it, is like, is he really recommending JobNimbus? Yes, I am, and I only recommend it for guys who's starting up. For first couple of years, you'll be fine. If you're familiar with the Trello, JobNimbus is very similar to Trello as far as like user experience. Again, it's good for the beginners. Later on, once you grow your business, you probably will need to build something custom. I would like to hear from roofing community on the CRMs that you've been using. Comment below to this video. Share your feedback with us, with the community, because there's a lot of people out there who is actually in the market right now, and they're confused because all they hear is the sales pitches, and they see that one CRM is half the price and they're concerned about it. Other people maybe need more and need to pay more for that, but they don't want to sign up. Like, we would like to hear from you. If you use other CRM or maybe custom CRM, or maybe you have a CRM product, comment as well or direct message me. I would like to hear from you as well. What are you using and why you use it, why you think it's the best. Let me know what you think in the comment below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. More content like this comes to you every Friday on the Roofing Rundown Show. I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching this video. Let me know what you think about the topic today in comments below, and do not forget to subscribe to our channel.